So it looks like Comcast is looking to get rid of MSNBC and sell it off to another company. Now, this is very interesting because a lot of people online were like, oh, it'd be so funny if a right wing billionaire like Elon Musk bought it and turned it into a right wing group, like a right wing media company. And I'm just like, fuck it, let it die. Like, there's no point in doing that. Like, I guess, like, oh, it would be a fun troll, but you're wasting how much money for that? Like, it doesn't really make much sense. I mean, I guess he bought Twitter just so he can control the public discourse, or at least balance it out, because every other website, Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook, Reddit, right? Every website at the time, every single major website had a clear liberal left-wing bias. So Elon Musk is like, well, I guess I'll tip the scales here and buy Twitter and make it right-wing propaganda instead. So, that's cool, I guess. But we already have Fox News. That's pretty much. I don't think. Oh, adding MSNBC and making it conservative is gonna really change. The cable media is just dying, right? So if you're buying it, you're really just buying into a dying business and a dying brand and something that's not going to really make you profit in the long term. It's like, I'm trying to think of something old and antiquated. It's like investing in rotary phones in 1990 or 1980. You know what I mean? Like something like that, where it's just clearly outdated, clearly it's obsolete, and it's being replaced. So you have to move on and just let it die. And I think MSNBC, regardless of its political standings, I'm sure it's just being like straight up liberal propaganda and not even trying to be like a balanced news source, probably wasn't helping with it, because CNN is biased, but they're not. MSNBC's on a whole nother level. Like, let's just be real, right? But, CNN tries to be subtle about their bias, at least, right? And CBS and regular NBC try to be subtle about the fact that they're basically surrogates for the Democratic Party. And they were for Kamala Harris. All their coverage of Harris was positive. All their coverage of Trump was negative. Trump won the election with the popular vote. So they're clearly out of touch. They clearly have an agenda. And they don't care about actually being at calling things down the middle. They don't. Fox News doesn't either, right? So I guess it would be nice if someone bought MSNBC and actually made it like a legit, like, unbiased, neutral source. I also don't know how it would work if it wasn't NBC that owned MSNBC. Would they still be able to use the MSNBC name? I guess they would, because the MSNBC came from, it was Microsoft and NBC. It was a joint venture between them. That's where the MSN comes from in MSNBC, because MSN is a Microsoft property, so the two of them combined. But Microsoft divested from it long ago. But if NBC is also not in there anymore, I don't think they would want to have another company using the NBC name, right? But it's not, they have no control over it. So I'm not sure exactly how that would work if they get sold. They would have to probably retain some kind of ownership or some kind of stake in it to make it so that it's okay. I don't know. I have no idea. I also just don't give a shit as far as who runs it, who controls it, because it's never been a brand that's been relevant to me, only to laugh at them. Obviously, laughing at people like Joy Reid and Rachel Maddow and all these different people that are just they're not taking the results of the election very well. Let's just put it that way. They're not happy. So I have to stop because there's a school bus and I don't want to run over a kid. But yeah, let me know, what do you think is going to happen to MSNBC, and do you think anyone should buy them?